So today we're gonna talk about Nintendo 64.
We gonna talk about
Nintendo 64! How was that? You see that video of the little kid freaking out?
Yeah. For Christmas?
Fuck that kid.
Dude, that kid was great. Dude, you know that was you.
Maybe people pick on him now. Nah. You know, I didn't get a Nintendo 64 until Christmas. It came out September of that year, and I remember some freaking kid claimed that. You remember back in the magazines how you can have like where it showed like the imports?
Yeah.
He claimed that he imported one. I was like, you're so full of shit.
Now, are you lying because you don't know what to say?
Okay, a 6th grade kid imported, said he had like 20 games already, and everybody's like, oh, invite us over. And every time he would change his mind and be like, oh no, I'm sorry guys. Like I was saying, dude, like my first memory is Christmas of '96, playing this. I remember the first 3 games I played was Mario 64, Pilot Wing 64, and Blast Corps. You ever play Blast Corps?
Never.
This game was fucking hard. Well, see, dude, I thought the Nintendo 64 when it came out, it looked so weird. Hold on, hold it.
No, go ahead.
Visual. You should have one out too. And then, like, you're all like, ooh, what's this for? You know? The jumper pack. Did you ever get the memory expansion?
You mean that one?
I bought the Mad Catz one because I couldn't afford the Nintendo brand one.
Broke it.
But it was funny because, like, when you first buy these, it's like sold separately when you open the thing. But I mean, shit, 4 controllers, dude. Nintendo really was smart with that. 4 controllers. Yeah, that's the Nintendo brand. That little thing came out way late. I think it was because they didn't come out the 64 disc drive.
It came, yeah. It came out with when Star Fox came out, right?
No, Majora. Majora's Mask. That was like the last year or two when the 64 was out. Can't everybody over?
That was like in South Park when Cartman said he had an iPad, but he didn't have an iPad.
Is that the Human Centipede?
I think it was that one.
Anyways, I think that was like, out of all the systems that have ever come out in my lifetime, that was like the system that like I couldn't wait for. Like, it's hard to explain. Like, I think, how many Nintendo 64s do you have?
This one.
Show off.
Here's this one. Here's this one.
What?
No, the rest are Nintendos and Super Nintendos and 3DSs and Dreamcasts.
Like, I remember being a kid and you read like the mag. It seemed like it was like 1,000 years to wait for that system to come out. You see the fucking issue, you see what it finally looks like. I remember reading about it for the first time, and then it's like, oh, come on, and then it finally comes out.
I went through a phase of not wanting to play video games at all. I went into denial, didn't want to play video games, didn't want to admit that I was playing video games, so I kind of stepped away from the world. And I met, I was a courier, and I went to this place called Game World because I had I had an extra time between my stops, and it just happened to be in that same strip mall. And I kind of friended some of the people there, and after like a month or two going there, you know, they told me, oh, well, it was called what was it called? The Power 64? Or Ultra 64. The Ultra 64 is coming out. And then I went to Windsor Park Mall, which is all shut down now.
Yeah.
And they had a videotape of Mario 64 playing. So I hauled ass over to Game World, and I told them, oh my god, they're in the desert, and the boxes are flipping, and there's a dog on a chain, and he has to sit down on it. And the guy's name was Don. He's like, oh, you mean like this? And he puts a Nintendo 64 control on the
Did he talk like that? Like a real Don? Like a Godfather?
No, not like the
Dude, you mean like this?
He had like a throat thing, and he just kind of had an almost raspy voice. Anyway, so he put the control on the counter and turned on the TV because you used to pay like $1 to use your game for 5 minutes or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And he had the import of Wave Race, Mario 64, and I can't remember the other one. But I sat there, and he let me play for free. Stores are closed, though. He wouldn't get in trouble now. But I stayed there all fucking day playing Mario 64. And I had a month worth of build up for it. Didn't see any books, didn't see any pictures. And then that one day I see the video of it. Then I go to the store and I sat there and played it. So,
yeah. See, unfortunately, I didn't get to do that. I had to read about it. And then I think I played it like at Sears or something, or Toys R Us. And I was like, holy shit. And then I bought it. Oh, I didn't buy it. My parents bought it for Christmas that year, and I was hooked on it. I think I played Mario 64 like for a week straight. Like all my Christmas breaks.
That shows how old I am. Not trying to go into the name or whatever, but your parents bought it for you, and I was gonna buy it as a wedding anniversary gift to Deborah.
Wow, that's a good wedding anniversary gift. It's like here, honey, here's your Nintendo 64.
Here's your Nintendo 64, babe.
I thought it was just so awesome that it came out. Of course, everybody's like, oh, Mario 64 is the shit. It's badass. Then after that, I think the next major game was like, I can't even remember.
You know what I was upset about with this? Because I really wanted an Ultra 64.
Oh yeah? I like that Killer Instinct arcade.
Coming soon, an Ultra 64!
Yeah. I can't recall what other good games came out that first year. There was a lot of third-party games, I know that. But I do know that between Mario 64 and GoldenEye, but then when Zelda was announced, dude, that was it. That was like just as anticipated as the 64.
I can say that I lost so much of my life on Ocarina of Time.
Just finding those fucking bugs. Just finding those fucking golden scatullas on Ocarina took me like a fucking year. Because there was no internet. And it was cheap. It's like you're trying to watch the porn, and it's like taking forever for the video.
Trying to watch the
3-minute video to load took like fucking 2 hours.
Your mom took a 3-minute load all the time.
But yeah.
Oh, when you make a joke about my mom, we laugh, but then I point out something about your mom.
It wasn't funny. Anyways, some of these guys. Oh yeah, Turok came out the first year too.
I wasn't very thrilled with Turok.
I liked it. I just didn't like all the other games.
GoldenEye ruined first-person shooters for me because it was just so good and so fun.
GoldenEye was a pretty fun game. I remember spending so much time playing my friends and multiplayer games on that.
No online gameplay. Your friends had to show up at your house.
And then WCW NWO World Tour came out. Thought that was awesome.
What was the one?
There's also Revenge.
Okay, Revenge.
Yeah.
We went to Deborah's friend's house, and me and her husband and a couple of my other friends, like that whole weekend, like I don't think we slept at all. Then I had to call in like Monday and Tuesday at work, and just playing that stupid fucking wrestling game.
Yeah.
And,
that was a cool one, except you could cheat by pushing the joystick and kick out. And then, of course...
Rey Mysterio was the same height as the Giant.
Wow. He was in that game? Yeah, he was. And then, of course, when the WWF ones came out, the Warzone and Attitude, those games sucked. But then when THQ started making, which, rest in peace, THQ went bankrupt this past.
Somebody needs to buy the gaming engine from WrestleMania 2000 and No Mercy and just put out a current roster.
They make Super Mario Wrestling.
That is the greatest, most intelligent thing you have ever said in your life.
Or Nintendo Wrestling. That would be badass. But anyways, back to the wrestling games.
Anything great in your life will never reach the point of what you just said.
No Mercy and WrestleMania 2000.
Downhill.
No Mercy and WrestleMania 2000 were good. Mario Kart 64 was another good one.
Dude, I have that right over. I also downloaded it on the Wii.
Yeah, it's good times. And actually, some of those games like Star Fox 64 still great to play.
Yes.
Re-released on the 3DS. I remember when that came out, it was like a summer, like between, I want to say 6th and 7th grade.
Somebody stole my 3DS copy of it, by the way.
I don't have it. I would steal it, but I don't have it. But I mean, like a lot of these games, I think really shined in the Nintendo 64 era.
Shone.
Shone. That's not a word. Shined.
Okay, it shined. Shone.
Shined.
Go ahead.
Ninja Gaiden or Gaiden?
Tomato.
Anyways, I think a lot of the Nintendo franchises really like broke through as household names during the Nintendo 64 era. But I was disappointed there was never a Metroid 64.
I didn't think about that, yeah.
I mean, that would have been cool. Like, it seems like they skipped that. They skipped Earthbound 64. That was supposed to come out on the disc drive.
Well, it's because the disc drive went.
Yeah, I mean, I remember reading about the disc drive and getting excited, even though the floppy cartridges, they look like fucking weird ass fucking beta tapes or some shit.
Like anybody who watches this knows what's a beta tape. Unless they're old.
My demographic is 25 to 44, so they'll know.
Seriously?
Yeah. My main demographic.
Mine's the one underneath that. Seriously.
As much as you can remember, the 64 had a lot of stuff going for it. Then like PlayStation was around too, so it got a little bit heated. And of course, PlayStation had better third-party support. Final Fantasy was supposed to come out on the 64.
Have you ever talked about the PlayStation being the Nintendo?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
I think they really messed that up, but I mean, maybe it was just meant to be that way. You know, either way, I think the 64 held its own against PlayStation.
Maybe if Nintendo didn't not use the PlayStation as a Nintendo CD, right? If they would have taken it in, it would have happened like WWE, where there would have been no competition. Nintendo just would have. There would have been no Xbox. There would have been no Sony feud between Xbox and all that. Just Nintendo would have ruled the world, and gaming would have sucked right now. So maybe that's the best thing that happened.
Yeah. So
I am a genius.
Out of the 64 games, what would you say were your top? Like, let's say 5.
Mario 64 being number 1 for me. Ocarina, Mario 64, WrestleMania 2000. This is for me. I'm not saying my list should be anybody else's list. And GoldenEye.
I think Mario 64, Ocarina, Star Fox, GoldenEye, and I want to say the wrestling ones are really hard to choose from because I like all of them. But I think WrestleMania 2000 or No Mercy. But some underrated, if I was to keep going, that I guess some other games I did enjoy. I liked Mario Kart, Diddy Kong Racing.
Dude, I forgot about that. I spent a lot of time playing
that. The airplane, Diddy Kong Racing.
Little bumper boats.
What else came out? Damn, it's hard when you think back then. What was great?
Star Fox would have been my number 6.
Turok was good. Yeah, there's a lot of games. I can't even think of any at this time.
Killer Instinct Gold.
Killer Instinct Gold was pretty good. Of course, you know, what else? There's some right here that I got. F-Zero X, I really didn't play that one much.
I've never played it.
That one came out like, I want to say 1999.
You know, I think Chuckles got a, or did he give it to me? F-Zero in a box. Super Nintendo one.
Yeah. F-Zero's another franchise I think Nintendo kind of dropped the ball on a little bit. Maybe it'll come up, but I don't really remember the 64 one being...
It would be great on the Wii U with the control, and then...
Yeah. I think the 64's controller was pretty cool. Like, when you read it in the book, when you see the magazine, it was like, damn, that's going to be weird to play on.
Because it was in GamePro.
Yeah.
And it showed how you could hold it this way, or you could hold it that way.
I never know of any games that had the left style. Like, I don't think any of them did.
Well, you could with GoldenEye.
Oh yeah, you switch it, yeah.
Or you could hold it like 2 guns and then use it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I never tried that. But I thought it was weird. But when you first played it for the first time, and Mario 64 was playing with it, it was like shit. I think Mario 64 is like the first true 3D game, or 3D, or whatever it was supposed to be. Like, I mean, did you ever think there was gonna be like a 3D Mario or 3D Zelda? I think 64 really invented that, and I think the analog stick was perfect for that. I think it was ahead of its time a little bit.
I sat there and played the first level in Mario 64, back and forth. Just played it as much as I could to where I could almost play it with my eyes closed. I would try to beat my time on how many, getting all the coins. You know, I got all 120. Did you ever get all 120?
Yeah.
Did you ever see Yoshi?
Yeah.
But even after I beat the game, I would just go and sit there in the first level and get every single coin and launch out of the cannon, and it just... Now I'm reminiscing. I'm gonna have to hook up one of my systems and play.
There was always like those rumors where there was like
Luigi.
I read one like the Luigi one, but there was another one where once you go to Yoshi, if you go to the top of the castle and you look into the sun, it could transport you, and then there's like a whole bunch of new levels.
Yes.
And stuff like that. There was always all these rumors.
Didn't work.
Or like the Luigi, for example, you go to that little fountain, and then you like do all this other shit, and you have to get like all the stars over, and get every coin in the game and all that.
I never saw that one.
Yeah, the Luigi. It's like the star in the fountain has like a little like L is something something, and people turn that into a code for Luigi, saying he was in the game.
He was supposed to, wasn't he?
I don't think so. I don't know. I'm not sure.
It's kind of like Pop Rocks and Soda.
What's that? Like what? What do you mean?
Urban legend.
I thought you were gonna say they go hand in hand. So Mario and Luigi go hand in hand.
Did they ever have a Ghouls and Ghosts
No.
on the 64?
You know what? I think they finally just barely made a Ghouls and Ghosts on one of the new systems.
Maximo was
Or that.
PlayStation.
Yeah.
PlayStation.
So like the one bad thing about the 64 was that it was technically obsolete media. Like the cartridges were going away. The cartridges were a little bit obsolete because CD games. And I guess that's why a lot of third parties didn't want to really work with it
because they wanted to get out of that medium. Because it was cheaper for
to
them
make CDs.
to go into, yeah.
So I mean, we could not possibly have had Final Fantasy VII if Square would have stayed with Nintendo. It would have been a totally different game. I remember seeing screenshots for different Final Fantasy
Could have been
games.
3 cartridges, 4 cartridges.
That'd have been funny if they would have did that.
I'm glad you brought that up. What I liked, there was no loading.
Well, some of the games have loading. Like,
yeah, but
compared to Blitz. Which
dude,
I like
Blitz! I played, Madden 64, when they didn't have the names of the team.
Wasn't it you that told me that at Game World, or what was it, that you and Deb would play, and Deb was kicking ass at Blitz?
She was kicking ass at Blitz, and then she was kicking ass in WrestleMania 2000.
And she'd be like, hey, look, that's me. That's me.
Yeah, whenever she'd sack somebody, that's me. That's me. And then, Don, if you're watching this video, you know who you are. He was like 6'2", little chunky, but like The Rock had this scissor kick that you couldn't block. It was like a glitch in the game.
Oh yeah.
And whenever she beat his ass and she was about to win, he'd scissor kick, scissor kick, scissor kick, scissor kick, and it was just like chomp.
Yeah, it was funny because there was always those ways to fucking find out like how to like on the wrestling games. I thought it was just fun, and I think the 64 is like perfect because it had the 4 controller ports, and playing 4-player games all at once. It was like unthought of, like having 4 people playing GoldenEye, 4 people playing Mario Kart, 4 people playing wrestling.
I never thought that I would have 4 controls.
Yeah, see that was a pain in the ass though. You had to buy them all separate, and they're like $32.
And they're $60 now for.
And then you get different controllers and crap, the colors.
Yeah.
And then it's like, your friend gets like a freaking different color Nintendo 64.
And then there was always that one asshole friend that got the same color that you had. Or, everybody was supposed to have a different color. And it's like, I have the gray one. Why'd you buy the gray one?
Wow. I didn't do that, but I hated that some of the analog sticks would get loose.
I think there's
I rigged mine.
Oh, it's a GameCube controller.
I rigged mine though, like I opened it and taped like the inside and it's good as new, but I mean, I think, wear and tear went on them, but the controllers were pretty good. What would you say was the worst 64 game that you played? Hexen 64 sucked. Doom 64 sucked. Duke Nukem 64.
No, what was that? War Gods?
Oh yeah, it was a fighting game.
That was horrible with the green glowing character on the front of it.
Yeah, that one was pretty bad.
That was bad.
Yeah, that was very bad.
And thinking of that game is going to bring this conversation to a screeching halt.
Yeah, about that. But anyways, yeah, I think the 64 is a great system, so everybody else that has memories about it, post them below or video responses, let us know. Check it out, and that's it for today. Peace out.
How come you never prop my channel? I mean, I
yeah.
have no views.
In the description.
I have no views.
Old Married Gamer.
The Old Married
This
Gamer.
is the Old Married Gamer. The Old Married Gamer.
See, I was thinking about dyeing my gray hair and my beard, but if I'm going to be doing being the Old Married Gamer, I might as well just stay looking old. Dude, I should have been the Old Fat Married Gamer.
The OMFG. Old Married.
Old Married Fat Gamer.
Or Fag Gamer.
You sound like my dog having a heart attack or something.